Hi guys, I want to cover a design that's a little older, it's been out for about a year and a half, and elaborate on how to use it and just get everybody on the same page so I can eliminate a lot of questions that I get asked daily on how they work and will they work for the person's requirement. Um, I'm going to jump right in. The design is pretty basic. I mean, it utilizes a male DB9. I'm trying to see if the camera can pick it up. A male DB9 connector. It's 9-point. Um, it's also utilizing the 440 jack screws. The jack screws are used to plug into your DB9 female connector. This way, when you plug it in and screw those jack screws into them, you don't ever have to worry about your cable coming unplugged unnecessarily when you're milling. It's a very, very good feature, and that's why I incorporate them in there. The next thing I'm going to cover with you is a terminal block. It's a 6-point terminal block, real basic setup. It's got the color pinouts of the G540. You've got pin 6, which is blue, pin 7, which is red, pin 8, which is green, pin 9, which is black. I'm now going to cover the polarities of those colors. Pin 6, which is blue, is B minus. Pin 7, which is red, is B plus. Pin 8, which is green, is A minus. And pin 9, which is black, is A plus. The two white wires symbolize where your current resistor goes. It's the pinout on the DB9 would be pins 5 and 1. The current set resistor should be utilized, I feel, on every motor, regardless of if it's 3.5 amp or not. And the reason I say that is there's no reason to have a motor heat unnecessarily up when it's at idle. You're really looking at allowing the gecko to enter its current standby status, which is 70% of what current would normally be going through to the motors when they're actually in motion. Anybody who's hooking a motor up or any way you can alleviate excess heat and stress on your equipment, I recommend it all the way. That's one of the reasons why I've incorporated it on here. The simplistic factor of this, guys, is real simple. I get a lot of questions about what does these colors mean? Well, the reason I went with the coloring from the G540 is your controller will most likely never change. I get guys changing motors constantly. But typically, the gecko will be used on the next build, so to speak, or their next setup. And if it is, as long as it is, these connectors are pinned out to the controller. So if you ever have a question, you know, once you've written down what I just gave you as the information as the pinout, you know exactly where your motors go. It's very, very simple. You also know exactly where your resistor goes. And what's really nice is you can change on the fly different motors, different resistors, as fast as you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. Again, the mounting bracket is galvanized steel. You've got two mounting holes, which you can utilize to mount on your chassis. The back of the unit, you can see, is all bolt and nut. I don't believe in cutting corners. Tapping is fine. I find that I was a little nervous about doing that because I really look at vibration, and usually when you bolt something with a nut, I've yet to have any of these ever come loose or any issues with vibration. It just seems more durable to me. Other than that, you can see the design is very, very simple. Now you guys know the exact information on how to hook her up to the gecko, and it's that simple. I mean, these are really basic to go with. Typical mount time on your gecko as far as actually connecting motors to DB9, if you're building your own motor cables, it could be anywhere from an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. If you're really good with soldering and you understand what you're doing, you might even get it lower than that. Again, this shortens the time down. Once they're connected to your machine, you can service your unit virtually instantly. You can swap motors virtually instantly. If you go to resell your motors, you never have to worry about, oh God, I've got the connector of the DB9 on there, and then a guy that may not be needing it, you're going to have to cut them. In this situation, you just unscrew them from the terminal, and they look virtually new. I think that's why they've been so successful, is that they're very simple to use. I think now you understand just how easy they are. And again, I can actually modify this format in order to be used on other drivers. If you guys have a driver system that you want a similar design done, message me. Let me know what actual the manufacturer is of the drive, if that's possible. Some are Chinese, I understand, and we can go over, cover what would actually fit your requirement. Overall, I think you got the drift. You guys can take care, and if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Take care.